Hey guys, welcome back. It is Miracle Man, aka Dr. Enamel, and today I'll be doing a Sword Soul Virtual World combo guide for the decks that I'll be doing the remote dual YCS in February with. I love this deck to death. I'm working with the ratios, seeing what is better. You've seen on my last video what the deck is made of. I've made some small changes. You know, what I'm running for hand traps is 3 Ash and 3 Impermanent, that's it. The rest of it's pretty much stayed relatively the same. I've added one Protos just because it's, depending on the matchup, I can lock them out pretty easily. We're going to be doing a combo guide today, just drawing off the top. If it's an unplayable hand, I'll straight up tell you guys it's an unplayable hand. And if it's a good hand, then I'll straight up tell you guys it's a good hand. Nothing really in between that. And then we'll play it out. You know, every now and again I'll be like, okay, if I get interrupted here, this is what I would do. If I don't get interrupted here, this is what I would do. Basically just showing you what the deck can do, because this deck is very versatile. This deck can set up great boards going first turn. This isn't the 10U version, so it kind of struggles going second if a board's already pre-made. VW is bricky already on its own, so you're not really helping things at all, but you open well, you can definitely play pretty hard. So we'll do a top 5, reveal the top 5, and we'll just start playing and just see what happens. So the top 5, Taiye, Ecclesia, Lao, Lily, and Long Yuan. So we don't have a way to get into our Shen off of Taiye, or else I would just do that. So the only play we really have is we're gonna have to normal summon Ecclesia. We're just gonna use our effect, basically distributing ourselves. We're gonna spell summon that Moye from the deck. That allows us to reveal, allows us to draw one off the top, and then allows us to add an emergence. If we can add an emergence, then, you know, we can theoretically potentially just go straight into Protos and just call it a day. Shuffle the deck real quick. Ecclesia is such a busted card. Unfortunately, I can't play this at 3, nor do I want to. I think 2 is the perfect ratio for this deck. I think all the ratios are perfect, other than Cataloon. I might cut that to 2. Viewer suggested it last time, and I really wasn't sure. The more I think about it, the more I might. You know, we effect, reveal, use one of our 80 tokens we've got right here. We'll use this one right here. It stays in hand. If they have nothing on resolution, we'll just synchro into 8. If we're going first, we're obviously going to make the Shijiao, and we're going to chain block with the Shijiao. So go Shijiao, chain link 1, Moyu, chain link 2. I want to add an emergence off of this. The top deck is nice. Let's see what we get. Ooh, an Ash. Good interruption. Not really great in terms of starting our VW engine. That's okay, because I'm just going to add an emergence from this Shijiao, and we're just going to go to work here. We're just going to set up, a Shijiao and a Baron or a chain. Actually, with Shijiao Baron, Shijiao Baron, Protos Pass. Honestly, that's the best board we can really set up. I don't want to make Baron, Shijiao Baron. I'm dumb. I don't even know what I'm saying. So in here, we're going to go Long Yuan effect. We're just going to discard the Lily, actually, because next turn, the Taiye would be pretty nice to get into our Shen, because emergence would be in the graveyard, or if we really wanted to make the Baxia and just kind of break the board. So we're going to special summon this, and we're going to make token. That depends. We've got 1, 2, 3. We'll have this in the graveyard to make it 4. I don't know. If we're going up against the card meta, then I'm going to have to make Ching Ying just because I don't want to make Baron, because I'm going to use Protos and call Wind because of Bird Up. What I might do is, instead of this, it's either this, or I make this, and I might call Earth, because Bird Up, if you call Earth, you know, they can't make those really beefy links off the banish. So if I call Earth, then I have 2 interruptions for the Bird Up, and then, you know, and then the Ash too, so I can just do that. It just makes things infinitely easier. So for the sake of conversation, we'll go Ching Ying just for this. Actually, no, we'll go Baron, and we'll use the Protos, and we'll just call Earth. We'll go Emergence. Where's the Protos? There's the Protos. We won't be going back into our deck for the rest of the turn. If I was able to make Virtual World Combo, then I would make the Ching Ying, but just because I have Protos, I'm not going to be able to have enough in order to protect it, really, for the Banish effect in order to protect itself. So that's going to go to the grave. We have Protos in hand. We'll go Protos effect. The 3 we want to banish. We'll banish the Long Yuan, the Ecclesia, and the Moye. The Lily's kind of important just because I want to have that in there for once I get into my VW engine. We'll special summon itself We'll call Earth. We have the Ash 1 interruption, we have the Baron 2 interruption, we have the Shijao 3 interruption. They can play through this, then fair enough. But at this point, this is a pretty decent board. They can't really go, or Bird Up can't go into their links whatsoever. This card just completely shuts off majority of decks. You call Dark against Heroes, they can't do anything really. You call Water against Fish, obviously they can't do anything. You call Wind against Virtual World, they really can't do anything. This card is busted. I actually expect this to get banned on Monday, which is tomorrow, actually. If it doesn't, I'd be actually kind of shocked, honestly. I have 2 of them, actually. It's a pretty busted card. If I will say so myself. We'll go on to the next hand here. We'll do about 3 or 4 hands, just right off the top. And then I can kind of basically give you the best type of hand this deck can give you, with no interruptions. And that was with no interruptions. Obviously, if we got interrupted anywhere, we obviously wouldn't be able to make the board that we had there, just because we didn't have the resources, unfortunately. And it is what it is. You really can't do anything about that. This deck is bricky sometimes, but opens a good hand. It's really hard to stop once it opens a really good hand. You open 2 names, a Moye, and like anything else, or like a King Long or anything like that. It's really hard to stop. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're already off to a really good start. 2 names, want the Moye. We're in a really good start. So we opened the Shushi already. That's okay. We can just get this in the graveyard off a Janmu or something like that, or King Long. So we're gonna go Kowloon. Luckily, we didn't open the double Shushi hand, which I'm very happy about. This is why I want to put Kowloon to 2, honestly, just because once you open this originally, you're never going to use this again, like, ever. I mean, it might just be fodder to send off of the effects, but even then, you'll recycle them off of Shushi, and it's kind of nice anyways. I don't want to start in my VW combo quite yet, so we'll go Ecclesia effect, send. If I'm going against Fluanderies, I would never do this, just because Fluanderies wants you to normal summon, and I don't want to deal with them doing that whatsoever. So we'll special the Moye. We have the GG in hand, so we'll go ahead and just use our effect reveal, make our token here, and we'll kind of move on from there, really. Playing against the opponent, we allow them to do what they want. They cut our deck. We make the Moye, we reveal, we make token. We could theoretically, if we were going second, go into like Yazi or something like that off of this too. But if we're just going first, we're just going to get rid of this. We're going to clear our board. We're going to go straight into Shijao. And obviously, Shijao Chainlink 1, Moye Chainlink 2. We're going to block. What do we got off the top? We got a King Long. I'm actually not too upset about that, actually. Like, at all. What depends on what we want to add off this. We're going to add the long one, actually. Because we have full VW combo, I'm not going to add Protos. Or I'm not going to add Emergence to get the Protos, because it makes no sense. We should have enough interruptions this way, unless they just drop at us. But even then, like, if they drop with us and they drop with us, I don't want to risk pulling Protos and not being able to really do anything else. So we're going to have that in hand. Now we start our VW combo. Lulu targeting Shushi. We're going to send the Kingdom to the grave. We're going to add the Lalo to hand. Since we're adding the Lalo to hand off of this, the reason why I took this is because we'll add the Lily off of King Long, and that just makes things infinitely easier for us. Special. Card's already added to hand. We'll honestly go ahead and just banish now. Add to hand. We'll add the Lily to hand. We'll shuffle this deck, get this ready to go. Move on with life. Actually, we'll discard the Shushi off of this, just because you never know when you just might need that. That gets added to hand. We'll go GG targeting Lulu. We'll send our Janwu off of this. Just getting all of our names in the graveyard, making sure, we have, the resource management in order to just keep on popping off. If we're trying to go for unbreakable board, then yeah, we're going to go all out. But if we're not trying to go for unbreakable board, then we might keep resources in our hand, but I don't necessarily want to do that. So that gets summoned. We'll cut the deck real quick, because we're making Stardust, and we're drawing a card here. Synchro into Stardust. Draw a card. That's a great top deck. Wow. That's an amazing top deck, actually. Now we can theoretically grab Protoss if we really, really wanted to, but I don't. I'll save that for next turn. Actually, I might just do that and add the Taiye off of that, or the Moye, honestly. Thinking about it. We'll go long Nuon effect. We'll discard the Lily. I just want to get this out of my hand for right now, make the token. I probably should have done this to begin with, just so I could play around the Nibiru and stuff like that. Then that, they'll take 12. Because we're going to have so much in the grave. We're going to have the banish effects. I'm going to make Chinging off of this. Probably should make the Baron, all things considered. But I just feel like this is better. We'll go Lao Lao targeting Shushe. We'll send the Nyan off of this. Nyan hits the graveyard. Just recursion is huge here. I'm honestly gonna play Juju, or not Juju, because I don't want to play whatchamacallit, Gossip Shadow. So tuner, non-tuner, we need a non-tuner. Or bring Gigi back, and then Anion's gonna come back. Main monster zone is full now. Now we just gotta figure out what resources we're gonna do here. We can go into whatchamacallit, Croc, draw a card, but I don't necessarily want to just do that because that takes up a zone, that takes up resources that I don't want to have to deal with. The smart play here is going to go for Shin and then Crystal Wing, which these two, this will be plenty. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do Crystal Wing right now. So we'll make our big boy Zulkin. Don't have to worry about his effect not being, or don't have to worry about his effect being negated just because we control a Synchro Monster. He cannot be targeted, which is great. Boom. There's that. Now we can banish the Shushe from grave. We'll make our Nyan level 6. We'll go into our boy, Big Daddy Shin. I have a King Long in hand. Depending on what my resources look like in my graveyard, I would probably banish the King Long. But because I already have one in hand, and the Jianwu next turn will get me another one in grave, I won't worry about shuffling it back. Plus, I kind of just want the names there in the graveyard just in case next turn I have to pop something like back on my next turn. My graveyard actually looks pretty stacked. I have an Emergent set, a Shushe, and a King Long. The King Long is going to stay in my hand, actually. I just want them to make I think have something. When we proceed to end phase, we'll add back the Lulu. So right now, we've got 2 cards in hand. We have 1 interruption, 2 interruption. In terms of negates, we have a pop, and we have a banish from field and graveyard, which will get activated by one of these 2, unless they somehow manage to Forbidden Droplet, which, fun fact for you guys, I learned this with Forbidden Droplet. If they say they, take 2 cards from their own field or hand to the graveyard, they have to target 2 cards. So let's say they just send, I don't know, a spell and a monster from their hand so I can respond with Shushe. And let's just say they target, I don't know, Shijiao and Shin. Okay, I could change Shushe to pop the Shijiao, and the Shin doesn't get negated because Forbidden Droplet says target that many monsters. So it's when it resolves, it's not targeting that many monsters because one of them has left the field. The card doesn't fully resolve, so nothing gets negated. That's something you guys have to watch out for because this card has to stay active. It shuts down so many decks. I've made this online, made this in person. They see Shin hit the field and they just immediately scoop because this card is busted. It's a generic rank 9. It's the best rank 9 out there. It's a mini Macrocosmos. It's basically Dark Law, just not. It's Dark Law that can bring itself back. The only thing I wish it did was send everything to Banish Zone, but, only 1 card or 2 cards do that in terms of monsters, and that is Dimensional Shifter and Dark Law. This is a great board. Our graveyard's pretty stacked. Only 1 Synchro in the graveyard. We have the recursion for next turn in terms of the emergence, and our top deck would have been Lao Lao. I'm very happy about that. We'll pack all this up. We'll do one more test hand for you guys, so that way you can fully understand what this deck does. And depending on what I think about it, I might cut the Kalundo too. I just don't know if I want to hurt my consistency of my own virtual deck like that. I just feel like right there, having 2 more in the deck just did not make any sense because I've already activated it going first. So, I mean, it's good to send off of the virtual cards, but they're already going to be recycled by the Nanyans and the Shushes and stuff like that. And that's not something I want to deal with, really. And then I will be swapping out Gossip Shadow for Juju because that's such a really good card. We'll do one more hand for you guys before we call it a night. Have Blues YouTube. There's our top 5. Our opening 5: Ecclesia, Moyi, Lily, Long Yuan, in King Long. So we're already in our engine. Technically, sort of, depending on when I get off this Moe. If I'm going second, then I'm in a really good spot. If I'm going second, our top deck would be GG. But for the sake of conversation, we'll go normal summon Moe, and then effect. We'll reveal the Lily. We'll make the token. We'll sink her away for 8s. Into Shijiao. We'll draw a card. We already know what it is. It's a GG. We'll add the emergence off of this. Emergence can get us a multitude of things. Now we'll activate King Long. We'll activate the King Long. What this allows us to do now is go GG targeting King Long. Which then we'll just dump a trap, honestly. Just because now we have that name on the field, we can now just go Lily, target GG. And actually, yeah, no, that's the play, that's the play, that's the play. Sometimes you would send Nanyan off of that, but I don't really want to personally. And then we'll go Lily, GG. Send 1. Send 2. We're going to need the discard fodder, unfortunately, so we'll probably end up discarding the Ecclesia just because I'd rather have the emergence so I can do these two. That's going to special summon itself. We'll banish the King off from grave to add to hand. And we're going to add the Lulu. Unfortunately, we're going to get too much in our grave. We're going to get all of our traps in our graveyard, which is something I don't want to do, but I just want to continue my plays. We'll shuffle back with Nanyan eventually anyways, so I'm not really too upset about it, really. Then we'll go Lulu, targeting King Long. We'll send our final trap, which will get shuffled back, so I'm not too upset about it. Just because I have no other names I can work with, I need to get this, like, in there. Like, ASAP Rocky. I want to get all my names through, really. We'll cut the decks from about to make Stardust. We'll do these two. Stardust Charge Warrior, such a good card. It's a free draw. Oh, Lulu. It's great for next turn. We can add back anything else. That's great. We'll go Lao Lao, targeting King Long. We'll send our Nanyan off of this. I never discarded off the King Long, which we'll do right now. We'll just discard the Ecclesia. We'll special summon that. The effect, we'll special summon, so that's me 1. I need more tuners on the field. Lulu. Nanyan. Here are tuners, 2 non-tuners, and we have the Jamu Grave. I'm okay with this lineup so far. Because I have the card to set, we're going to go for the obvious Zolkin play. Set. And then we'll go... Ooh. Actually, that's not the play. Unfortunately, Zolkin's going to be the play, unfortunately. We'll set the emergence, because unfortunately... Actually, no, this will work out. I know what to do here. We'll set the emergence. We'll bring out the Crystal Wing. We'll activate emergence. We'll add the Protos just because we're making wins. I don't want to have to deal with anything else. We're going to add the Protos and just basically discard them for the Changing or the Baron, depending on how I feel. This is when I wish I had Juju, honestly. We go in the grave. We have these 3. We're gonna banish the Shushay from grave. Make Nanyan level... Or, sorry. Yeah, make Lulu level 6. We'll make these into 9. We'll make Croc in defense. Croc Chainlink 1, Nanyan Chainlink 2. Nanyan's gonna shuffle back the Shushay. If we draw the Shushay, this would be pretty nutty, honestly. I doubt it, but it'd be pretty cool. This is when I wish I had Juju, honestly. Draw off the top. Actually, that's a pretty busted top deck, if I'm being completely honest. Because now I can, you know what, I'm just gonna banish the Jianwu, bring back the Lily. Synchro these two away. Into Shenshen. Then, because I'm going to be able to add a card back from Gigi, I will then go ahead and go Protos Effect. We're going to banish Stardust. Ecclesia. And then a Moye. We'll just call Earth. We'll pretend we're playing Bird Up for the sake of conversation. We'll special summon it. We'll call Earth. They can't get into half their engine. And I've still got 1 negate, 2 negate. And that Shinshin's gonna just kind of ruin their day in terms of bringing shit back from the graveyard. So, honestly, I'm completely okay with this. I probably could have done this a little bit better. I wish I could have called Wind. But, obviously, these two being Wind. And me not being able to make things like Juju and stuff like that. Or, you know, just not having that, you know, Shushei on board. It's always going to hurt things, but I've got a pop because I have 3 cards in hand. It's going to activate in phase, and I'm going to add back the Lily for the Long Yuan. I've got 4 cards in hand. Did I send off the banish off of Jianwu? Yeah, I did. 4 cards in hand. I have a pop with him, negate and destroy, and negate Macrocosmos. I'm taking this. This is obviously a going first deck. If you end up losing the die roll to things like Bird Up, there's a chance you just lose game 1 completely because that deck makes really good boards. Boards that are hard to out, unfortunately. Nothing you can really do about it. That deck is hopefully going to get nerfed tomorrow as we speak. If it doesn't, then that deck's just going to run rampant. You might see me running things like Harpy Lady's Cyber Slash just because I can play Harpy's Feather Storm and stuff like that. Do I want to? Not really. Will I do it? Possibly. It really depends, honestly. This deck is fantastic. If you have any questions for me, let me know. You see my deck list. Previous video. The only thing that's changed is I'm running 3 Ash, 3 Imperm. That's it. Thanks for watching. It's your boy Dr. Enamel. And peace.